What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Crazy Ant Farm. Holy moly, it feels good to be back. We got a great show on the agenda for tonight. We have some industry news, box office predictions, the word of the day, top 5. This week it is top 5 actors who you would want to play yourself in a movie. That one was hard.
It was really hard.
Yeah.
That was a tough one.
Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of fun to talk about. We are down a few people, but it's cool. The show will go on.
That's right.
It's like
it's the all male version today.
It
yeah,
is. Latte
and Lil Cam not here.
Yeah.
So we gonna
We're
plow
so
through. We're gonna
sexist
plow
now.
through.
That's-
So bad.
whatever.
You know.
Let's get started off with some industry news. You know how everybody knows how we always sign off the show by saying Oprah. That's kind of like one of our mantras. Like,
Yeah, it is.
Something
We love
people-
Oprah.
We love
We
Oprah.
love
Oprah.
But this past week, her mother died at
Aw.
83.
Yeah.
She died at her Milwaukee home, and hopefully it was peaceful.
Yeah.
So we just want to send our condolences out to the one and only Miss Oprah Winfrey. So craziness.
Yeah,
Wow,
and some more sad news for a lot of people. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy really changed the landscape of animation and
Yeah,
cartoons.
seriously.
Creator of SpongeBob SquarePants,
Yeah.
Steven Hillenburg died.
Yeah.
57. 57.
That's
That
crazy.
scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Because that's really
So
young. And he diagnosed with ALS last year and, gave
Yeah.
a good fight, but passed away.
Yeah.
And,
So quick.
yeah, that's quick. And like I said, that's scary because that's young.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just.
Exactly.
Mm.
Hopefully everybody this previous week donated. It was Giving Tuesday, so
Giving
hopefully
Tuesday,
they
yeah.
donated to like a greater cause for ALS or something along those lines for a disease or a charitable place for like underprivileged youth. That's what Crazy Ant donated to this week.
Great organization. Let's give them a shout out. Create Now out of Los Angeles. Great organization that helps troubled youth, like JLo said. We're talking about victims of sex trafficking and domestic abuse and homeless and maybe incarcerated, drug problems and stuff. And they take these kids and they bring them in, and then they through arts, painting, film, music,
like
all the different
extracurricular
arts,
activities. Yeah.
kind of rehabilitate them and get them in the right direction and kind of teach them some skills and everything. And then on top of that, life skills.
Yeah.
They teach them how to balance a checkbook and how to fill out an
a bank
application
account
and a
and
resume
stuff.
and get a job. And so just a really great organization. That's who we donated to.
Yeah.
And like JLo
Something
said,
that's really needed too, because it's something that slips away in, and not saying public schools are bad. It's just saying it's something that slips away in public schools.
Right.
Is that you don't get the simple life stuff.
right. You don't get life skills. And then and sadly, even more, we're losing the arts in schools too, which is why these type organizations are so important, because art is important.
Right.
I mean,
Exactly.
be it music or painting and sketching or film or whatever, it's important.
Yeah.
And it's been proven time and time again that the arts do help people, in life and to be able to do different things. So
Exactly.
I don't know. But
Yeah. Speaking of Giving Tuesday, Disney was pretty smart. With Black Panther, they allowed an LA theater to open Black Panther for Giving Tuesday so everybody could go see it for free.
yeah,
That's pretty epic.
Cool.
that's
Yeah.
pretty epic.
Yeah.
It's also pretty brilliant on
Yeah.
the marketing strategy,
Yeah.
because they're reminding everybody as we keep getting closer and closer to the Oscars
Yeah.
about Black Panther.
Yeah.
Hey, I know we
It's
came out
still
like 7 months ago, but
Yeah.
let's not forget us.
Yeah. They were in theaters for the longest time.
They really were, and still, I
Yeah.
think they still are. In
Oh
some.
my goodness.
But look, I really think this one's got a shot.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, everybody thought Dark Knight. Everybody thought Logan,
Yeah.
which didn't even get nominated, by the
Yeah.
way. What the fuck?
Yeah.
with
Like
that?
that. Yeah.
But this one, I finally feel like this might be the first superhero movie to actually get the nod by the Academy
Yeah.
and get nominated.
Yeah. For
I
Best
don't know if
Picture.
it'll win. I don't know. Yeah. Well, in Disney, remember we talked about this on the show a couple weeks ago. Disney's made no secret. They are going full out every category.
Yeah.
They are pushing for every category. They want fucking visual effects, sound effects, best screenplay, best music, best actor, best actress, best supporting, best picture, best director. They're
It
firing
was great.
everything.
It was a great
It
film.
was an epic film.
It was.
That's it. You got Stars Born.
Yeah, exactly. A Star is Born is pretty
Bohemian
epic
Rhapsody.
as well. Bohemian Rhapsody.
And now they're talking Vice.
Oof.
I mean, they're saying, honestly, and nothing against Chadwick Boseman because I thought he was brilliant.
Yeah.
I thought Michael B. Jordan and everybody involved with Black Panther brilliant. But
Christian
it
Bale.
looks like stepping out, the two front runners for Best Actor are going to be Christian Bale and Bradley Cooper going head to head.
Yeah.
Which then you throw in Bohemian Rhapsody there. Why can't I remember
What's
his name?
Yeah.
He's got a hard name. What was it? Rami.
Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
What's his face?
You guys all know who
You
we're talking
know
about.
who we're talking about.
I think that's your three
Yeah.
that are going to be like your favorites.
Yeah.
And then, how do you even decide?
Oh man.
I mean, let's be Christian Bale. Jesus.
Yeah, just that
I mean,
trailer,
he
man.
looks like. I mean, it is insane how much he looks like Dick Cheney.
Yeah,
It's
just
like
that trailer is
crazy.
epic. I cannot.
Well, this is what he does. He falls right into his
He
character.
does.
He does.
He's
He's
like
really good.
Hardcore method, man.
Yeah.
And he is just like method, man. That's
hardcore method,
But
man.
you know what I'm saying.
But it's like you have past movies of Machinist. Like he bulked up for Batman Begins.
Mm-hmm.
Then does Machinist, where he eats a can of tuna a day.
Yeah.
That was his diet.
Right.
Yeah.
And just went down to this sickly. Just
Well, what was the prize fighter movie?
With Mark Wahlberg,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
The Fighter.
Yeah,
it
The
was
Fighter,
called
yeah.
The Fighter, and he was like a crackhead or something, and he was
it's
really
just
skinny.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's brilliant actor.
Yeah, he really is.
I'm sorry. For me though, no matter what he does, American Psycho is always going to be my
That film
favorite.
is so
Like
epic.
that is such a fucking
Yeah.
epic film. I mean,
Really-
like and all
I'm
the
walking
people
on
in it.
sunshine.
Yeah, I think everybody forgets all of like the people that were in it
Yeah.
with him. You know, there's just like,
Yeah.
But yeah, that movie. If you have not seen it, see it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
seriously.
that's
See it.
Yeah.
It's definitely.
Yeah.
There's
Do not
also
see
American
too.
Hustle. He
Oh
fell.
yeah,
that
no,
role.
Yeah, that was a
right
good
there.
film.
That one caused some
fantastic
heart
also.
conditions, I think.
Oh
Yeah,
wow,
bulked up.
that I feel like that film was really overshadowed by Wolf of Wall Street because they came out
Yeah.
around the same
Around
time.
the same time.
Yeah, and that had a great cast. Like Jennifer Lawrence, Bradley Cooper was
Oh,
in
yeah,
that one too.
yeah.
Like that was a really good film.
Yeah, it's about time for them to have another movie together, right?
Yeah,
I
seriously.
mean, like seriously.
I
Yeah.
mean, there was a stretch there.
I mean, don't get me. I love that Lady Gaga was in A Star Is
Yeah.
Born, but I was shocked it wasn't. You know.
Yeah, like Miss Amy Adams,
Yeah, I
like
mean,
or
they're-
Jennifer
you know,
Lawrence, like
I
any of
mean,
them.
Him and Jennifer Lawrence are like great together.
Yeah.
I hope that they do.
They
another
really
one, 'cause-
are. Freaking Silver Linings Playbook. Oh
yeah,
my
man,
gosh,
what an
dude.
epic film!
It
man.
really was. But sticking with Disney, The Lion King, the teaser trailer came out, and man, this one broke some records. 224.6 million views globally in its first 24 hours, setting a new Disney record for the most views in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
And-
the second most views of all time or whatever is from Avengers, right?
Well, yeah. I think Lion King is second. Right?
Yeah, Lion King's
it's
second.
The second most viewed
Overall.
in
Yeah,
24
but in the-
hours. But then overall, right.
Yeah, and then in 24 hours is Lion King.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it's only overall viewings is only second to another Disney film,
Yeah.
Avengers Infinity War. so
Exactly. That's
Disney,
just
man, it's
crazy.
just like, Disney's
It's
insane.
literally scene by scene. Like we watched it in the control room the other day, and like it was so epic.
But like, how many times I can't say this enough. John Favreau,
The golden
is a
boy.
fucking genius.
Yeah.
This guy, man, is so unbelievably talented as a director, as a filmmaker. Like he just gets it.
Yeah,
and it doesn't
seriously.
matter what he's doing. Some epic
No.
adventure film like Iron Man
Yeah.
to
Star Wars,
to Star Wars,
Lion
to the Chef, you know,
Like,
an indie
yeah.
film like Chef or Swingers,
Yeah.
to Zathura, remember
Yeah.
Zathura? I mean, just like, and now, the Lion King and the Jungle Book.
Yeah.
I mean, just it doesn't matter what he touches.
Yeah.
It's just he's such a great filmmaker.
Yeah.
He just
You want to drive
brings it.
yourself off a dark horse? He was in The Replacements. That was
Yes.
on the
Mm,
earlier. He
yeah.
was in there, and he
Yeah.
was just he was crazy.
yeah, he
he
was.
was, he was the replace. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so. I don't know. I just love him.
Yeah.
I mean, he is someone everybody says. You know, do you have an influence or somebody you as a director or as a filmmaker who you kind of like use as an influencer or guidance. Yeah, Favreau.
Yeah.
He's just like so. I know people are Spielberg and blah blah.
Yeah.
No, for me it's Favreau.
Yeah.
Because he's able to get it. I think
Yeah,
he connects.
he knows
with
the
people.
industry so well.
He does know the industry so well. And I'll tell you another person that's coming up quickly like him. And that's Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
Who proved that he could do the indie shot with Fruitvale Station.
Yeah.
Who proved he could take on the blockbuster like Black
Yeah.
Panther. And then can do the middle ground with Creed.
Yeah.
Like he's another guy that just gets it.
Yeah.
And he's so talented as a filmmaker that no matter what you give him,
Yeah.
he can do it.
See, that's
And-
how I'm hoping Jonah Hill's going to turn out to be. Because
I
I heard
think so.
I heard mid '90s was pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
And we can't. I mean, let's not forget Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper.
who also is
Yeah.
coming up on that. I mean,
Exactly.
we've only seen one thing so far, though.
Yeah.
So we don't know.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
He clearly appears.
But I mean,
to
we were
have,
talking
yeah.
about best director after that one. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
it's a pretty good one. Cannot wait for the Oscar noms to come out. We'll probably make some predictions on the show.
Oh, we're going. We're
Yeah.
definitely
Make some sample ballots, put about-
ABC.com always has the ballot.
Yeah.
So and fill out and see how you do. We're all filling them out.
Yeah.
We're gonna see how we do.
That's gonna be pretty
Oh,
fun.
so, yeah, my buddy does that. He
Oh,
does
yeah.
a full Oscar viewing party.
Yeah.
He has his filled out.
Yeah.
Laid out the red carpet.
You know what's hilarious though is like whenever I do those, and I do pretty good on them. I mean, I'm not too bad on them, but I always do better on the animated shorts
Oh, really?
or the foreign films,
Yeah.
or stuff I didn't see.
Yeah.
I pick the winners. I'm like, I haven't even fucking seen this, but this one's gonna win,
Like,
and I
boom.
always get those right. And then all the ones I've seen, I get some right, some wrong.
That's
and it's like,
hilarious. Oh my goodness. But sticking with Disney/Pixar, Toy Story 4, Keanu Reeves has been added
Speaking
to
of
the
the
cast.
replacements, yeah.
Yeah, speaking of the
Keanu
replacements.
Reeves.
Anybody
It's
and
all
everybody.
connected.
It really
is.
is. So, is he going to be the Spork? I don't even know
You
what
know, that
character
would be
he
hilarious if
plays.
he's the sport.
Yeah.
Can you just see Keanu Reeves? I'm not a toy.
I'm
I'm not a toy.
But I mean, I'm pretty excited about that because I've always liked him as an actor. I know a lot of people are on the fence about him. A lot of people treat him like Nickelback. You're either all for or all
Yeah,
against.
yeah.
So
Well, there's a lot of people that get mad at him, especially like, was it the day? What was the sci-fi movie he did the remake? Not
Which
Day After
one?
Tomorrow.
Last Man on Earth?
Last Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that it? I
Is
think
it?
so. Maybe.
No.
No.
maybe I don't know.
Whatever the sci-fi movie I can't think of at the
It
moment.
was so memorable. We
Yeah,
can't
yeah, I
remember.
can't even think of it.
But he plays an alien, an unfeeling, unemotional
Right,
alien,
right.
and so he shows that.
Yeah.
Or they love Bram Stoker's Dracula, where he tries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I
He tries an
saw
accent.
some movie and
I liked that Ronin movie, the
Yeah.
Samurai
47
Ronin.
Ronin.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
47
good.
Ronin.
I can remember
saw-
that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
The day the Earth stood still.
There it is.
There it is. I saw a movie with him recently, and I can't remember the name of it, but he's like this guy who's home alone. His wife and kids go off, and he's like home alone. And these two girls show up at his
Yeah.
house, like, to basically rob him or whatever. And they like coax him into, and he ends up having an affair with them and
Oh, wow.
sleeping with both of them and everything. And they like threaten to kill him. And it's like some crazy
Oh, shit.
deep shit.
Yeah.
But it was like a really good movie.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'll tell you another one I thought he was really good in. To the Bone with Lily Collins. He played the doctor.
Yeah.
The
gotta check that one
psychiatrist
out.
or whatever, and
Yeah.
really solid in that.
Yeah.
So
And I mean, epic in John Wick, too. I
Yeah,
haven't seen
yeah.
the second one, but the first one was amazing.
absolutely,
It's a relaunching of his career. Like he didn't really have a real downturn in his career,
No.
but it's a new.
Well,
new
and apparently
Keanu.
Bill and Ted's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be interesting.
Rumor has it.
And speaking of though, back to Toy Story, the recent promos apparently are some tear jerkers.
Yeah.
You got Buzz and Woody walking off into the sunset.
Oh,
you
man.
know, like
Yeah.
and the posters showing them like hand in hand.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, it's. I mean, I think we're finally going to see the send off. This is going to be
the
it.
closing
end.
chapter.
Yeah, I hope.
I hope so, too.
I mean, did they already record what's his name for Mr. Potato Head? Did they
Don
have
Rickles?
anything? Did they have anything in the can for his stuff, or they're going to
That's a
recast
good question.
that?
But
Yeah.
I feel like, there's a lot of people out there that can do Don Rickles.
Yeah, agreed.
So, I mean, nobody can be Don Rickles,
Yeah.
No,
but I
no.
feel like some people can
Yeah.
do Don Rickles.
But
I
we
mean,
were talking about it earlier today. Like, you have to have a perfect send-off movie for it to, like, close the chapter. Like, for instance, the Rocky thing or freaking... Tom Cruise trying to do another Mission
Yeah,
Impossible.
another Mission Impossible.
Like, stop it.
Yeah.
Like, even the last one was the best one, probably, but just stop.
Right. I'm glad you brought up Rocky, though, because I recently saw Creed 2. And at this point now, because they just released Stallone's video, so I don't feel like I'm spoiling it for anybody, it is the official end
Send off
of the Rocky saga. Rocky will no longer be... If there's a Creed 3, Rocky will not be in it.
Yeah.
He basically passes the torch to Michael B. Jordan in this film and sends off Rocky into the sunset.
Yeah.
And...
Unless you see him like watching the fight in another.
No,
Creed
I don't.
movie.
I don't
I'd
think.
see- I'd
I
see
don't
that.
think. I mean, it. To me, there were certain scenes, and I think it was intentional, that were representations of each Rocky movie. Rocky 1, Rocky 2, Rocky 3, all the way up. It was like you were watching that movie,
Yeah.
even though it was a Creed,
Yeah.
fight. And I think it was intentional to pay homage to, and as everybody knows at this point, Drago's back and the whole kind of thing or whatever. But they really
will
do
break
kind
you.
of
I really-
send it off as that's it, I'm
Yeah.
done. Rocky's finally done.
Yeah.
So
And I
go
just
see it.
watched the video, the send-off video on Instagram, and it was like a big bonfire on the beach.
Yeah.
Stallone was there, Michael B. was there. Like, it was a pretty, like, passing the torch moment. It was pretty awesome.
It was, and there is that moment in the film.
Yeah.
It happens in the film.
Yeah.
So go see it. I mean, it's absolutely awesome. And I just want to give a quick shout out to Instant Family. It has been dragging at the box office.
Yeah.
Didn't get too much play. Didn't hear about. It's a phenomenal family
Yeah.
film, and Wahlberg and Rose Byrne do an amazing job. Octavia Spencer's in it. But it really highlights the problems and what's going on in the foster care system with kids.
Yeah.
Oh, I can
And-
go on for
and,
hours
it's-
about
Yeah.
that.
Dude, it's an amazing film. I think it's an important film because it really does address the issues and what's going on and all of the. It's really, I think, a message that people need to see, and it's a little bit of a tearjerker, I think, for a lot of people. But I think it's a strong message, and I wish it was doing better at the box office because I
Yeah.
really do think it's something that is relevant and people need to see.
Yeah.
So kudos to Mark and the gang
Yeah.
there, and go see it if you get a chance. Go see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I look at it like wonder, to be honest.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah,
I mean, it
have
really
a
addresses the
good,
fact that
a good message.
Yeah.
Good
yeah,
family
it's a great
film.
mess. And come on, it's Octavia Spencer.
Yeah.
She's fantastic in everything.
Yeah, she really is.
I mean, she steals this movie. I
Yeah.
mean, she is
And
freaking
Marky Mark's
hilarious.
solid.
Yeah, he has been more
Yep.
solid throughout
Randy
the
Havens,
years.
our
Yep.
buddy Randy Havens is in it.
Yeah,
I mean,
boom.
you know him for the teacher from Stranger Things.
Yep, shout out.
Shout out.
There
Oh
it is.
yeah.
But we also want to talk about some of Disney's faults. Disney and Fox are getting sued $1.75 billion by Genting Malaysia Berhad
Yeah.
for pulling the plug early on an amusement park ride. Apparently, the Disney and Fox gave them like a limited amount of days, I guess like a month or something, and there was no way they would be able to finish that ride. So that's a lot of time and a lot of money just kind of
Was that in the
washed away.
contract like that? And like, okay, we're gonna give you 30 days to build this ride.
No, not like the ride was taking too long, and then they gave them 30 more days to finish it, and then they couldn't
yanked
finish it.
saying
Yeah,
that they didn't have permission to use it anymore, and basically, So, but here's I did read just today that Disney responded with a countersuit
Really?
saying that their suit was baseless.
Yeah.
and and responded with a countersuit. And I don't think this little company realizes the power
Yeah.
of the mouse.
Yeah.
like, dude, just
Yeah,
you didn't
exactly.
get it. Back off
Yeah,
because you do not
seriously.
want to be stomped by Mickey.
no,
All I could see
seriously.
is Mr. Burns walking in with like a team of lawyers.
Yeah.
It's like Disney's walking
Yeah.
a team of lawyers to sue Homer
Yeah.
Simpson.
Oh my goodness!
I mean-
it would not. It would
No,
not.
it's
The
end
not
well.
mouse
gonna
is
go.
just too big at this point. You are
Seriously.
not going to win that
Yeah,
lawsuit.
they're on
You are
top of the
not,
world
yeah.
right now.
And
They-
it's on top of us. Like it already took too long to make this ride.
Yeah,
It's now they gave them an extension, an extra 30 days, and they still couldn't do it. So Disney's like, we're gonna pull it.
Exactly.
You're taking way too long. You're adding too many
Exactly.
promises.
And especially
just
they're
like
not
any
gonna keep-
contractor.
Yeah.
You hire a contractor to fix your house.
yeah,
And he takes way too long, and then you give him an extra 30 days to finish a job,
Mm-hmm.
way over his quote. What are you going to do? You're going to take him to court.
Exactly.
You're going to get him to pay up or to fix the job. And at
Exactly.
one point, you're just like, you're fired.
Exactly.
I can't.
Enough is
I have
enough
to hire
at a certain
somebody
point.
else to do your job.
exactly. Agreed.
Yeah.
100
That's what I was wondering if there was a contract in this. Like, oh, so there's some contract or something that says they could hold on to it for another 2 years.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could see, but
Yeah.
it sounds like when their lawsuit came out with no viability,
Yeah.
that means it's a no.
Yeah.
That means
I mean,
Exactly.
we'll see how it turns out, but I mean, like he said, it doesn't look like Disney's scared.
I mean,
No,
yeah, you
not
got to
at
be
all.
brave to take on Disney.
Yeah, seriously. But the
Disney-
next,
and
the,
1.75 billion. That's
Mickey's
that's
a
not a
beast.
drop in
Yeah,
a bucket
seriously.
though. That's not a
No.
drop in a bucket.
that's a lot of money. Like, well, I could use that.
Yeah.
But the next thing, Amazon signs a first look deal with freaking Viola Davis. Pretty freaking awesome. It's just awesome to see so many actors like are actually creators. Like we know Jonah Hill has his own production company, Jimmy Kimmel has his own production company, Viola Davis has her own production company. Like it's awesome to see that they're doing more shit besides acting because you can't stay in front of the camera forever. You have to
You
look
can't.
for the long game.
Well, that, I mean, absolutely true.
Yeah.
Same thing in a lot of big paying professions, like an athlete. They're not going to be able to throw the football or
Yeah.
skate on.
Well, like LeBron James, we talk about him all the time out in LA. Like he has so many movies going on. So, and I mean, he's loving the film incentives and shit. Like, so it's freaking
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So, all right, YouTube. They're planning to make all of their original programmings free starting next year. Now, this, I believe, is because of all the competition with Netflix and Disney's new streaming service coming out, and they're just trying to get people to watch their stuff.
Yep.
They really need it.
well, they're having a real. It's not necessarily YouTube Red, but they're having a hard time now with creators.
It's like YouTube Premium or something now.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
YouTube Premium now.
Yeah,
And not a lot of people are watching that content they spent millions of dollars on. They gave out millions to give to these content creators to create content, and it's not turning out. It's not making anything. Not people are viewing it. Their music side, they kind of spun off a little bit. Like if you have YouTube Premium, you get their music, or you could just have their music now.
right. Yeah, because don't they have their own like music streaming and
Yeah.
or app? And
Yeah. Just Google Play Music.
Yeah.
And with all that paid out, what's also going to happen is going to be real interesting because of what's happening. I think it was called Article 14 in Britain is coming down. This is going to stop any content creators in the U.S. from actually having their stuff viewed in Britain.
Yeah.
Because if you use anything that is underneath fair use or anything that's on there's another act that where YouTube's supposed to act on copyright content,
Yeah.
remove it, not be blamed for it, Britain's going to start blaming and starting to sue. And
Yeah.
the how it's written is so general and so bad. It's really bad. If we have any listeners, please contact any listeners in the UK. Please contact your representative. Please make sure they're against this act and
Yeah.
how broad it is. They need a fair use over there. They need
Yeah.
a fair use act that we have here that protects creators from putting out content in different ways,
Exactly.
like reviewers or comedians and other stuff.
Right.
Well, that's going to stop over there.
Yeah.
It's going to be the death of any copyrighted media. So only so many people are going to be able to upload because once the strongest country comes out with a law, all the platforms follow that
Follow
law.
suit. Yeah, just
Because
fall
we
in
have
line.
the strongest law now.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So they follow fair use and they
Yeah.
follow all this that goes blanket.
yeah.
But when UK does it, are they going to make a whole separate server for it?
Right.
Or is it going to be YouTube? You have to be qualified to upload videos on here.
Right.
You have to be a creator, and your content has to be
Yeah.
done this and this before you
Yeah.
even qualify for monetization. And it's going to kill the platform.
Man, I hope it doesn't happen because I've watched a few shows that are expected to come out at the beginning of the year that they look amazing. YouTube is putting out some great
Some
content.
great content.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
Cobra Kai, like it's been fantastic. I heard the numbers on that were great, but I guess not enough people are going towards it. They're just going towards like the other basic stuff like Hulu, Amazon Prime, and everything like that.
Yeah. Oh, and I think they didn't give the money to the right people or
Right.
didn't have the right thing set up. They kind of just went through and went, "You're popular. We're going to give you money. Make your own show."
Yeah.
Right.
That's kind of, yeah, that's what I feel like too. But we'll see what happens. We'll see how like it'll do. Hopefully they'll get more viewers and hopefully start to at least set up a tier system at a later date so they can start generating some revenue from that because they're putting in a lot of money into that shit and we support YouTube a lot. We love YouTube. So I mean,
It's
I
a
would
lot of
love
ad
to do
revenue,
something
too.
with
A lot of
YouTube.
ad
Definitely.
revenue is what I think they're doing more ads and trying to get more ads on it.
Yeah.
Because I've even heard now like 30-minute ads on some stuff.
Oh,
It's
shit.
like, ooh.
That might be what it is too. What if they just start putting commercials? And I mean, they do that already with some of their like YouTube content. They just
Yeah,
put commercials
true.
in the middle of the things.
Right in the middle of the content
Yeah.
or in the beginning or end.
Yeah.
And if you kind of try skipping out, you got to watch the next video. You
Right.
have that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
That's why I went and got the YouTube or Google Play
Yeah.
premium stuff because like I don't want to watch no more ads.
yeah. So I mean, we'll see how it works, but YouTube, we're hoping that you don't go anywhere with
No.
your YouTube original content because the shit is really good.
Exactly.
I wish Google would just take a good look at YouTube overall
Yeah.
and kind of go, all right, we're a little harsh on this. We need to work out on this
Right.
and have commercial content that's going to pay
Yeah.
for maybe some of the more risque stuff. It's like, oh, this is not kid friendly. You can't make advertising.
Yeah.
It's like, not everything needs to be kid friendly.
Right.
Deadpool 2.
Exactly.
Deadpool doesn't have to be kid friendly.
Yeah,
Deadpool 2
exactly.
is still going to be PG-13 with some language.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and
It
I just
doesn't need
saw
to be
there-
all
that's
kid-friendly.
coming out. I think December 12th. Once Upon a Deadpool. I
Once
think-
Upon a Deadpool.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
mid-December. So that's going to be pretty interesting, to be honest.
Definitely.
Yeah, but not sticking with that. But since I brought up a superhero, Aquaman apparently is getting some really positive reviews.
Some really positive.
Yeah, it
reviews.
just
Would you
opened up.
ever think that you would see a movie with the headliner of Aquaman, a movie just about Aquaman?
Honestly,
I'll be
not.
honest, no.
Like, I mean, it's,
I didn't think.
They've always painted him in the corner of
Yeah.
like not useless superhero, but you have if we file water, we'll go to you.
yeah, exactly.
Outside of that, you're gonna get us cokes.
Exactly.
And the
Yeah.
coffees.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, we brought up SpongeBob earlier because of the creator passing away, but even SpongeBob had their little parody guy of Aquaman on
Barnacle
there.
Boy
And
that's it,
what's his
Oh, I can't-
what's his name? Mermaid Man.
Mermaid Man and
Yeah.
Barnacle Boy.
That's what it was. But Jason Momoa looks awesome in the suit. I love that they start billing
in the
him.
original suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, why was he not in that in Justice League?
Exactly.
I mean, I feel like.
Is this the orange suit or is this
the orange and green.
the orange
suit.
and
yeah.
Yeah.
because people they've done so many bad things with Aquaman in that orange suit.
But I'm
They had a
telling
PS2
you, man,
video
he looks
game that's
badass.
so bad. They had a PS2 video game that was so bad. He looked like he had a mullet and he was in the orange and green.
Yeah.
suit.
But they
It's-
updated it. I mean, it looks like it's armor.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
badass. I mean,
Okay, well, if
it's-
they- yeah.
And they're also saying this is the most ambitious DC film. So,
Yeah.
and another review says it's the underwater Star Wars.
I mean,
So I'm just like, what does that mean?
in
What does that
underwater
mean,
Star
Star
Wars.
Yeah. Like, so I'm curious. I'm really curious to see how this is going to go about.
The underwater Star Wars.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. I guess. All right.
I mean, what is underwater opera? Because it's like Star Wars is a space opera.
Yeah. We shall see.
How
I
does
mean,
what was it? He's gonna have to get smuggled out
some
and,
shit.
and someone has to like I can get this thing to do 28 knots through the Kessel Run.
Right.
Like, what is that?
Yeah, what
underwater
does
Star
that
Wars.
even mean?
I agree with you on that 100%. It's like, what does that mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
that's
That's
so
why I'm
It's
just,
general.
gonna be interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
seriously. But all right, switching over to music a little bit. And speaking of music, our guest is going to have a lot to do with music, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
Now, this is not the first time he's done this, but this is good circumstances.
Yeah, we'll talk about Axl Rose. Got extremely ill. Apparently was getting sick the whole day before and the whole day of a concert. And he still went out there, still performed. He gave it
Wow,
all
he
his
still
got.
performed. Okay.
Yeah, he told the audience that he was feeling crappy, and he got through 20 out of the 28 songs on the set list. So that's pretty epic.
Hey, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Coming from a guy that used to cancel shows because the crowd wasn't enthusiastic or enough, or diving off stage to get into a fight with crowd
he
members,
was
like
constantly just canceling shows before even getting there.
he was an
just
asshole.
like, I'm done.
I'm not even gonna
doing it."
lie. Like,
And like
I
a bottle
love
get
my
thrown.
fellow Indianans. Like, I love my fellow Hoosiers, but
Yeah.
he was an asshole.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
but I'm glad to see that he still performed and still cared about people, because I mean they paid a lot of money for those tickets.
That's
You know, I
absolutely
mean
right.
concert tickets are crazy insane unless you find the free ones.
I think what really helps it is that he got counseling and he
Mhm.
got on to drug therapies that would help calm him down
Right.
a little bit. Some of the most beautiful music was written by him, some of the great poetry, but his mind was so unsettled
Yeah,
that, and at least now he's like, okay, now
Yeah.
I realize I can't be a jerk.
yeah. So
But he came out there and at least he's starting to make up points for it.
yeah, exactly. I mean, Slash tweeted or something after that and was like, "Thank you for us thank whoever wherever they were for the amazing show." And they explained Axel was feeling shitty, but thanked them then and moved on.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and speaking of some other tragedies, not really, but Justin Timberlake postpones 3 more shows due to vocal cord issues. You really got to rest your voice and do warm-ups and drink water, tea, just to be healthy to your vocal cords so that they won't mess up. And hopefully he can recover, because, I mean, he's an amazing artist with an amazing voice.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, in music industry, if you are signed to a record label and you show any signs of laryngitis, they tell you cannot perform.
Really?
They will tell you right
Yeah.
up, no, our insurance policy on your voice
Yeah.
is not going to allow that.
Yeah.
You have to rest.
Well, I know that a few years ago, John Mayer and Adele, they got pollen on their vocal cords or whatever it's called, and then they had to have surgery to get it removed.
Oh, it's
and-
like like a tumor, like
Yeah.
growth.
Yeah. So, I mean, hopefully that doesn't happen to him. Hopefully he takes the precautions.
No, this is
and-
the record label, or
Yeah.
and it could be him too, saying it's like, look, you're gonna rest.
Yeah.
we can postpone and move the concert dates around, but you have to rest because his main talent is his voice.
Exactly.
So, yeah, there's no.
Exactly. And our guest this week, Catrice Barnes, she actually worked close and personal with Justin
JT,
Timberlake
yeah.
on SNL and outside of SNL. So that's going to be really fun to talk to her about.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be a blast, dude.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to talk to her.
Yeah, seriously. All right, now it is time for our guest segment this week. Oh my goodness, this one's going to be really good. The one and only Miss Catrice Barnes. She has worked with people the likes of Justin Timberlake, Mariah Carey, Randy Jackson, freaking anybody and everybody you could basically think of underneath the sun. She was the music director at SNL for over 10 years. Man, I cannot wait. The mastermind behind It's a Dick in the Box. I cannot wait to talk to her about that
Right?
one.
Like, I mean,
So much to talk to her about. Her musical career has been going on since the mid 80s, so it's just going to be fantastic.
hello.
Hello?
Hi, is this Catrice?
Yes, it is.
Hey, how are you
Awesome.
today?
Good, how are you?
Oh, we're doing awesome. Doing awesome. Thanks for joining us inside the Crazy Ant Farm today. We really appreciate it.
Yes, my pleasure.
Oh my gosh, we have so many things we want to talk to you about.
Yeah.
so many things. First of all, like just to kind of give you a heads up, what we kind of do, it's more of a roundtable discussion than it is a Q&A. We just kind of sit around and really have a conversation and a good time talking. So more than a Q&A session. But and what we like to do first is kind of introduce you to our listeners, and just by having you tell them a little bit about your background and how you got started in the industry, and just go from there.
Okay.
All right, awesome. Now you kind of grew up in the industry, right? I mean, you kind of started young
Oh.
and
Definitely.
definitely. I mean, from the research I've done and the things I know about you and stuff, I mean, you've covered just about everything. I mean, you write, compose, you sing, you've done backup lyrics, piano. I mean, you've done things for film and television. You're a musical director for. I mean, just so many different areas. Is it something that you knew you always wanted to do as a child, or was it because you were around it when you were young that you decided to take the path, or how did you get started in it?
I honestly just think I fell into it. I mean, I always enjoyed it, and I always loved music, but it just seemed like an opportunity would come, and I would say, okay, I think I can do it. But that's after, studying music enough to feel confident to take on, different jobs. And I was studying a lot back then. I still study. So... so did you, I guess, I mean, because you do so many things, is there a point where you decided that you wanted to go away from singing and more to the composing and the directing, or was it something that you still try to do both, or is there an avenue of the music that you prefer to do, I guess is what I'm asking? Yeah, I think I prefer arranging, producing, music directing, more so than even performing, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
That's interesting, because you've done a lot of performing, so that's really...
We were just watching your musical podcast, Welcome to My House, and it honestly sounded amazing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Not a problem.
Was, Panic at the Disco, right?
Yeah.
It was amazing. So I mean, I just, the list of people that you've been able to be affiliated with and perform with, or write songs with, is just incredible. I mean, for our listeners out there, I mean, you're talking Roberta Flack and Shaka Khan and Alicia Keys, Sting,
Justin Timberlake.
I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, talk a little bit about that. Well, and wait, we can't forget though. Let's. What I really want to talk about first is your performing days with your brother. Right,
yes.
You had your own group, Juicy.
Yep.
Yep. So I'm probably the only one with our podcast that's old enough to remember that. But I was like, no, wait, I know that. So let's talk about that for a little bit. How was that, like performing with your brother and kind of like that time was so different.
Yeah.
You know, so let's talk about that a little bit.
I mean, actually, if I had the perfect partner, my brother.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's super talented. He's still very protective of me, and we still work together.
That's awesome.
I mean, you can see him on some of my Welcome to My House shows playing bass.
Oh, that's
that's
fantastic.
epic.
That's
so,
fantastic.
and he lives a couple blocks away from me.
Well, that must be really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, how long was Juicy around? Did you guys? I mean, what kind of touring did you do? And I mean,
well, that name is. I mean, like I said, I still work with my brother, so that name came from some managers we were working with. It was like Joint United Incredible Creative Youth.
Oh,
so we were working together even way after we weren't touring as Juicy.
Right.
I mean, we were writing for people. I mean, like I said, we still might even do a project together.
Right.
For somebody.
Awesome.
So,
yeah, I was going to ask how that name came about, because that is...
I mean, oh, God. It was a bigger band. And then, and as everybody went their separate ways, I mean, it's like you're left with a name like Juicy and your brother and sister.
Yeah,
right.
That was the thing. Yeah,
that's exactly what we were talking about.
Leave that name alone after a while. You just say, okay.
Yeah,
Somehow
absolutely.
that didn't work out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's great though that you were able to have your brother there and be able to get into the industry and work together like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to imagine that made it a lot easier, a lot more comfortable to be able to have somebody to go through it with you, and that the fact that you guys are still working together today, that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great musician.
Yeah, I mean, well, you're, to your credit, I mean, you 2 Emmys, Grammy nominated. I mean, you clearly talented as all get out. And I mean, I want to talk a little bit about Saturday Night Live. because a 10-year run on Saturday Night Live, that's impressive right there.
Yeah.
And the 2 Emmys with Justin Timberlake. I mean, and
Yep.
there's so many questions about. I guess we'll just start right out of the gate.
Yeah.
How does Dick in a Box even come about?
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, because that thing blew up.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just everywhere. Everybody's heard of it. How does that whole conversation take place? Like, I got this idea, and you're like, sure, I can write music for
Yeah.
that. Like, talk about that a little
actually,
bit.
the music came first.
Oh, okay.
So it was like, SNL has a writing night, which is on Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
and I was about to leave, and I think it was Yarmer from Lonely Island who said, "Oh, we're looking for like a boy band track
Yeah.
for this thing that they're doing for Justin," and it really just happened really fast, like 10 minutes.
Wow.
Oh, 10 minutes.
Was able to put the track together in 10
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah.
Wow,
That is
that's
fantastic.
insane. Honestly, that song introduced me to a lot more of Lonely Island stuff, like I'm on a boat and like a boss and stuff like that. So it was because of that song that introduced me to them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're awesome.
I mean,
thank you.
seriously. And the opening monologue that you also won the Emmy for, just phenomenal.
Yeah, that is hilarious about how he doesn't want to sing.
How he doesn't want to sing,
Yeah.
but he sings it. Yeah,
Yeah.
just absolutely brilliant. And I want to share with our listeners also, because I think not long after you had started on Saturday Night Live, you were diagnosed with breast cancer and actually had to go through a battle with cancer.
Yeah.
And came back and were actually still, working and performing on Saturday Night Live during the battle or right after the battle.
Yep.
You're
I had a surgery on a Tuesday, and I was playing on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Even
Wow.
with the pain, yeah.
Wow, that's
But I'm kind of like that though. I'm like, I could have been in the army too, probably.
I can see
okay,
that.
we're gonna
Yeah.
cut this out.
And two
Getting
times,
shot and still
right?
going down into battle,
yeah.
going
Yeah.
after them.
And it's 2 times, right? It came back and you had the battle
yeah.
again,
Well,
right?
breast
my
cancer
goodness.
is one of those things you have to address. I mean,
Yeah.
your whole life. I mean, you have to keep up with your health. You have to
Right.
eat right. You have to take care of your body. I mean, it's not like I think once your body produces it, you have to live like it can always come back.
Right.
Yeah.
I think.
But I love a lot of the stuff that I saw, your attitude and the way you approach things, and your philosophy of, hey, I've gone through this, I can go through anything, I can do, and you kind of spun everything that you kind of went through with it into a positive way to and approach everything else that you deal with in life. And I mean, I think that's fantastic. I think that hearing your story and letting the listeners and the way you share your story about that is inspirational to so many people, because I feel like a lot of people aren't able to do that. And to see somebody that is able to do it and say, you can do this, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It can, you survived and you can make it a good thing and approach
Right.
life in a different manner.
And keep moving
Kudos to
forward.
that. Keep moving forward. I think that's brilliant that you did that. Congratulations. And
Oh yeah, well, that was 2000 when I was originally diagnosed.
Oh,
right,
wow.
right, and
Yeah.
just amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. So, thank you for that. Thank you for sharing your story like
Yes,
that,
definitely.
and for being such an inspiration for so many people that have to deal with it. Because I think that's important. Survivors and knowing survivor stories is important. So, yeah, just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And-
I just love hearing about the passion. I mean, you said had surgery on a Tuesday, back to work on a Saturday. Like it's like
Yeah.
that's just so insane. That just shows your passion for like the music in entirety. So I want to talk about Welcome to My House. How did that come about? Because that seems pretty popular now. You got like 5,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, yeah, and we're still building, because actually that's kind of small for even a YouTube channel for music, but I'm still trying to build it.
Yeah.
But it started with my project. I wanted to do something that was organic with music, like 2-3 years ago,
Hmm.
and I didn't want to use like tracks and samples and this and that and that. And I said, wouldn't it be great if there was a show based on that where people had to come in and break down their music and play their music organically.
Yeah.
And introduce like artists who are on the cusp of breaking out, like today's classic
Right.
artists.
Right.
And it just kept building from there.
Yeah, I love how it's just like basically a jam session. Like everybody just comes and has a good time. You interview people in between songs. Like it's just really cool.
Oh yeah, most of the people I'm meeting at 5, and we're going live at 7.
Oh my goodness,
Oh, wow.
that's epic.
Yeah.
Well, she is. She just attacks things, doesn't she?
Yeah,
No,
she
like,
really
yeah,
does.
I love that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I just, okay. I know we all saw this, and we want to ask you about this a little bit. Randy Jackson and Mariah Carey. You've been able to work with Randy Jackson
Yeah.
and Mariah Carey. So what was that like? I mean, Randy Jackson, I had the opportunity to meet Randy once, and he's a really nice guy, and I was impressed with him. Mariah, what is Mariah really like? Give us a scoop.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, I was only in the band a short amount of time.
Okay.
She was always cool with me.
Yeah.
This was so long ago.
Yeah, yeah.
That I think she's had at least 4 incarnations since then.
Yeah,
Exactly.
seriously.
You
And
were
I
like,
think back then, she was, I think, more of an ingenue
Mm-hmm.
still.
Yeah.
yeah.
Agreed.
And she broke out after she left her husband.
Right.
Things changed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because,
Yeah.
yeah.
We agree completely.
Yeah, we kind of talk about that quite a
yeah.
bit, about how things changed after she
Yeah.
left Tommy Mottola. So.
Like, yeah,
So that was, I think, in the ingenue time period. So
Yeah.
she was still like new and fresh and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I think Randy Jackson back then was just her bass player.
Right.
Oh,
That
wow.
was before American Idol.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's epic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's epic. Well, we
He's
also...
always been, Randy's a cool guy. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. He seems like an
And he's
awesome
a bass
guy.
player, and he,
Yeah.
and he knows our work, my brother and me, for years. So.
Oh,
Oh,
fantastic.
that's epic. That's epic. Well, we saw that you like to work closely with Rosie O'Donnell on the Rosie Show. How was that?
I wouldn't say that was the highlight of my life.
Yeah, yeah.
But, with everything, you learn something.
That's
Mhm.
right.
Even if it's what not to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would say there was a lot of learning what not to do on that show.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Well, you bring up highlights. What would you say is the highlight of your career?
I would definitely think like when winning those Emmys was like a big deal. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think being able to go back to School of the Arts this year and receive an honorary doctorate, that
Oh,
was
wow.
probably like one of
Yeah.
the biggest highlights for me too, because it's like, oh, this is how I started, and now I'm back getting an honorary doctorate. It's
Yeah.
really cool.
That's
Absolutely.
awesome.
Absolutely. I loved her answer. I love your answer about Rosie because I feel like if you can learn something from an experience that might not necessarily
Exactly.
been a great thing for you, but you can find the positive and learn from it. I love that answer.
Yeah.
I think
It'll help you out in the long run.
Absolutely. So, outstanding. Also, I kind of want to talk to you a little bit about what's going on in the industry because we hear about it from every week with our guests and how it's kind of rapidly changing things and everything. And that's the Me Too movement and how it's kind of has it changed your approach at how you're going at your music or how you're doing things, or have you found that it's actually caused some change with the way people approach you or the way things are done? Is it affecting the music industry as large as it is the film and television industry?
I don't feel that affected by it because like I said, I was around my brother most of my life,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and I do think that there was an intimidation factor he had for a lot of the men. And honestly, I just think I got lucky that most of the men I've worked with have been great.
Well, that's
Wow.
good to hear.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good. I mean that's good to hear because it's kind of one of those just
doesn't seem to be going away, and you hear horror stories, but then you also hear stories like yours where people were lucky enough to not have that be an issue, and they were able to not have that affect their career. So good. I'm glad to hear that for sure. So
Well,
what,
I mean, I do think that there were probably deals I didn't get because I didn't sleep with the executive, but it wasn't like rape, like
Right.
some of those women have experienced, you know.
Yeah.
right.
So, yeah, there have been creepazoids out there for sure.
Yeah.
So with those kind of situations, I think they're able to get away with it because how do you prove that?
Yeah,
Right.
They can just say, "Hey, I just don't think she's good enough. That's why we didn't sign her."
Mhm.
Right.
So-
That's an excellent point. And
Yeah.
it really does come down to the he said, she said, and how
Yeah.
do you prove it? You're so
Yeah.
right.
Ridiculous.
Yep, you're really.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a tricky situation, but I don't think it's going away anytime soon. So
Yeah.
I guess we'll just
Yeah.
have to see how that goes.
But I mean, it starts with conversations like these. We just have to start talking about experiences and how to get better as humans.
Yep. Agreed.
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh, I like that. Get better. You
Yeah.
know, because it really means checking yourself.
Exactly.
Exactly. So what do you have coming up on the horizon? What's next?
I have a few recordings in December, just with different people, and I have some gigs. I know one in Florida in
Oh
February.
wow,
Oh,
nice.
cool.
And I hope to be doing another Welcome to My House in January.
There you go.
Awesome.
Cool.
And do you normally record those at your house, or we saw
Right
in
now,
the
yeah, in my living room.
yeah we saw the Panic at the Disco episode that was in South Carolina, I think.
Oh, yeah, that was my first time outside of the living room, and it definitely had some challenges. And
Yeah.
But at the same time, it showed me that it's possible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
I
awesome.
just-
I mean, it had an excellent mix down to it. I was listening
Yeah.
to it and I was like, wow. that's
Yeah,
really
it sounded
kinda
so good. The
flowed really
acoustics
well.
and everything. Like I loved how there was cellos, violins, just all sorts of instruments in the accompaniment, and it just sounded so amazing.
Well, I wanted the strings to be a big part of the band. Because
Yeah,
usually people use horns,
yeah,
and I want the house band
yeah.
to be 4 string players,
Yes,
which would give it a different feel than most
yes,
bands.
yes.
Yeah, I always
television,
like the strings more than I like horns.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They just have a better flow with it and a richer sound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, I'm impressed.
Yeah,
I just
seriously.
what you've been able to do over the years, and the resume you've been able to put together, and just your outlook and approach at life. I mean,
Yeah.
it's impressive. It's fun to talk to you.
yeah.
and
Still
just-
moving forward with the passion you still have.
Exactly. I mean, you can hear it in your voice
Yeah.
that what you love what you do, and you have a passion for it. And I mean, that's the best kind of to be
Exactly.
able to do what you love and be able to make a living at it is there's nothing better.
Definitely.
True. But I'm lucky I came up in a time where there was more. You could build your name easier because there was more work. I would say, like
Mhm.
more avenues to build a name.
Mhm.
Right.
Now it's more difficult now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, do you think a lot of that has to do with social media? People are looking at people's followers than less than their talent.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's one thing, and almost like the oversaturation
Yeah.
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, with streaming, it seems like people are just putting out bigger albums just so people can pick out the singles they like.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. This is the way I feel. I feel like that the albums these days aren't necessarily a story. They're just a whole bunch of compilation of songs that hopefully somebody will pick up and will be played on the radio. And there's not a lot of music out there nowadays that I feel like has a lot of longevity, like the old stuff, like back in the day from like the Beatles and heavy metal bands and stuff like that.
I mean, a single used to be something people might even fight over for years
Exactly.
Right.
to find the right single for an artist so it could be a hit.
Exactly.
So,
And now it just seems like people are just putting out testers to see what hooks, what
Yeah.
pops
because
off.
it's my music.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
They think that the music
Exactly.
in the past was all my music. those were decisions.
Exactly.
Well, and
Yeah.
I like what you said too, because I do remember back when albums told a story.
Yeah.
From song to song, you were, as you listened, it was telling a story.
Yeah.
It was. I do remember that, and yeah, you're right. I feel like we miss a lot of that now.
Yeah.
You know, it is just hit or miss with can this hook somebody, and
Right.
I don't know. So true musicians, yeah, they're rare.
Yeah,
or they're getting
it's,
rare.
It's
anyway.
hard to come by, and we're losing so many greats. I mean, we lost Tom Petty.
Yeah.
We saw that. I mean, we talked about this week. Axl Rose went down from being sick at a concert, and like Joe Perry. Like,
Yeah,
it's sad.
just- I mean, whew, yeah.
yeah,
How do you? I mean, yeah, because you seem like you have a very stringent schedule and you're constantly going at it. I mean, how important is it for a musician and those vocal cords, or even just like you said? I mean, the constant grind on stage, or I mean, it. I would have to imagine that you've got to find a comfort zone to where
Yeah.
you realize I need to rest here, or I need to rest
Yeah.
there, because
Oh, yeah.
I can
Yeah.
imagine the
Well,
wear
I
and
don't
tear.
tour like some of my friends do. I mean, the ones who sing,
Yeah.
right.
they definitely have challenges. I mean,
Yeah,
everybody has challenges traveling and singing.
right.
It's
Yeah.
a little bit easier if you're an instrumentalist.
yeah, yeah.
Singing,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Can't
saw
even-
that Justin Timberlake postponed 3 more shows because of
Yep.
some vocal problems. So that really sucks because he's such a amazing performer,
Yep.
and I bet even a better person.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a great person.
yeah, I could only imagine.
Now
He
you actually collaborated with him away from Saturday Night Live, also, right?
Oh, yeah. He hired me a couple times. One time to write the opening musical number when he hosted the Kids' Choice Awards
Oh, awesome!
Oh,
and when
nice.
he hosted the ESPY Awards.
That's fantastic.
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, good. I mean, the collaboration. I love
exactly.
that. And-
It's all about helping each other out in this industry. It really is.
well, and you.
Well,
and-
I mean, that's definitely when someone like him calls is the ultimate in flattery
Yeah,
because he's so good at what he does
agreed.
that I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
he's doing a good job.
you know, and to flip that, I mean, I feel like the admiration is sent back at you. You must be so good at what you do that he continuously keeps calling
Exactly.
and collaborating with you. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I think you're pretty good too.
yeah,
You know, and JT must think so too. I
Yeah.
think. So. Yeah, you know, kudos to you for that. And I like how you've been able to establish and maintain those relationships. Clearly, like, I mean, just from this conversation, you can tell that you continue to collaborate with people that you've been knowing and collaborating with for years. So I think that says a lot about who you are as a musician and a person. So that congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you.
you're
not a
welcome.
problem. Not a problem. And
Oh,
we-
yeah, I definitely have my pet.
yeah, yeah.
You know they're going to show up and play the hell out of whatever it is that they're going to do.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. So, what advice? Because you know, you brought up a good point about how it's a little bit harder these days, and that you may have had a little bit easier track back then. What advice would you give to aspiring musicians, or just people trying to get into the industry these days? What advice do you have for them, or what would you suggest maybe pitfalls to look out to for them to avoid?
I would say, because it is a different time period,
Mhm.
don't get too picky. Do the work. Like, I hear people complaining about things that I'm like, wow, I was lucky to get $75 for this, that.
Right?
You know, and because not only is a job or an experience about money and survival, but it's also about shaping, grooming.
hmm
Right.
Because it's easy to do your own music.
Right.
It's harder to walk in a room and then morph into what somebody else wants.
hmm
It's an excellent
And
point.
you learn a lot about music when it's not about you,
hmm
just as much as if you're studying stuff that you want to study. So there's a whole new art there's a whole art to that.
Yeah.
That's an excellent point. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. You learn a lot more when it's not about you. That
Mhm.
I love that. So where can people follow you? Because we want to direct everybody to where they can follow you.
Yes.
They can definitely go to Catrice.com.
Yes.
There you go.
They can go to Facebook with my name, Catrice, or Catrice Barnes. Twitter, Catrice Barnes. Instagram, Catrice Barnes. Catrice Barnes.
That's
Everywhere.
So
Catrice
basically,
Barnes.
anywhere Catrice Barnes,
Yeah.
you'll find you, right?
Yeah, you're not going to find another one.
No,
Yeah.
clearly that. I mean, you are an
Exactly.
original. There's no doubt.
Definitely. Well, thank you for coming on the show today. It's been a fantastic conversation. And if you want to come back anytime to promote anything that you're doing, we'd love to have you back on.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, we do a weekly top 5 every week too, and we change up the category. So maybe we'll have you back on and do a top 5 musical category.
Yeah,
one day.
that'd
It'd
be awesome.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
fantastic. Well, like J-Lo said, thank you so much, and we look forward to talking to you again real soon.
Oh, yeah, same here.
All right,
Awesome.
awesome. You have a great rest of the day now.
All right, you too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow, just
Wow,
such
yeah.
a passionate person about her craft, man.
I mean, seriously, dude. Tuesday, and then she's performing on
Saturday,
Saturday.
that's
That is
insane.
insane.
Like-
Like,
Yeah, I would never.
it's
think-
not like, oh, I twisted my ankle. It's
No.
fucking cancer.
Exactly.
It's like a cancer surgery. She's like, no, I got this. I got to
Yeah.
be to work on Saturday.
It's
Lauren's
fine.
gonna kick my ass.
It's
I mean,
fine.
like, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be more of like it was a non-invasive type procedure.
Even
Yeah.
so,
But
I
that's
mean, I'm
still,
thinking
like, really
if
close to
I've
work,
got cancer,
yeah.
I'm gonna say, hey, I'm
Yeah,
taking
I'm
a few
taking.
off. Like,
Yeah, I'm
you
at
know.
least like a month after surgery. That's insane.
Man, and what did she say? Dick in the box, 10 minutes.
Yeah,
It's like,
like-
oh no, the music came first. 10 minutes.
Like that's like a
Like,
classic.
what?
It's insane.
It won an Emmy.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Like, wow, talk
Sometimes if you get in the right flow and you
Exactly.
have the creative people around you,
Yeah.
some music only takes a few
I mean,
minutes. For
talent.
the largest hits
Yeah.
are always like little short,
just
little
pure
things.
talent. That's
Seriously.
what it is. I mean, pure talent.
Seriously.
And I like what I said to her though. I really feel like it's JT must see something.
Yeah.
You know, because
Keeps
she
asking
said
her
it,
back.
and we've talked about this on the show countless times about what we think about JT. I mean,
Yeah.
he's arguably one of the most gifted
best,
entertainers
yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
I'd put him up there with Elvis. I'd put him up there because
Agreed. Mm-hmm.
he's just so all around. So if he continues to keep going back to you,
Yeah.
you must have some talent.
Exactly.
He must see something in you
Exactly.
that he wants you to be involved. And so congrats to Catrice,
Yeah,
man.
seriously.
I mean, I just love her attitude.
Yeah,
She's like,
exactly.
I wouldn't
So
say that was
positive.
a highlight, but I learned from
yeah,
it. I mean, that's like-
exactly. No matter what in this industry, you can't let things discourage you.
Well,
because-
I mean, isn't that it? You have to have learning experiences.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have failure. Not to say that she was a failure with Rosie. I'm just saying that if you can deem something that wasn't you think as successful as it could
Yeah.
have been, but you can still find
Yeah.
something to pull from it.
Exactly.
That's how you make it in this industry.
Exactly.
That's, I mean,
Exactly.
And I like what'd she say? She's still learning. She's
Yeah.
still growing. She's
exactly.
still studying.
She still studies.
So that's
every day.
amazing.
And even on the music side, it shows it's an ever evolving industry.
It's an ever evolving.
Like-
You would have thought it would have been the opposite when she said, "I had a much easier time. It's
Back
harder
then,
now."
yeah.
Because on the other side in film and television, it's just the opposite. You
Yeah.
say, "Oh no, it's much easier because
Yeah.
anybody can pick up the phone and you have YouTube as an
Exactly.
outlet and all this." So it's interesting to see the differences
Yeah.
in how that's kind of hurt music
Yeah.
as opposed to help, like it does
Yeah.
in film and TV. So
It's
what
crazy.
a great find!
Yeah,
man.
Oh, yeah.
What a
seriously.
great interview.
Yeah,
So glad.
thank you, Catrice, for
And-
coming on the show.
Yeah.
Epic. All right, now it is time for the top 5 segment. Like I said at the top of the show, this week's top 5 is top 5 actors that you would want to play yourself in a movie. Man, this one got real personal.
This one got like really hard. too.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, but I think I got it.
Yeah, yeah. None of the ladies are here, so we will speak for them.
All right, all right.
You got Tavia's list?
I got Tavia's. Let's see. She says, as she always does, in no particular order. she's very funny. Aubrey Plaza, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Kat McPhee, Jessica Alba, and Zoe Deschanel. I think all of them are really
Yeah.
great choices, but my personal favorite, Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah.
I think she would be the perfect
Perfect.
latte.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, that dry humor.
No,
Just
absolutely.
Freaking super dry. And Emily's were, in no particular order, Mandy Moore, Alexis Bledel, Lucy Hale, Taranian Balesero. I don't even know. Do you know who that? Do you know who that is?
Pretty Little Liars.
Okay.
That's Patrick J. Adams' wife.
Okay, as long as
Rowan Belisario.
you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And Anne Hathaway.
And Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
I like Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
I think that's a good choice.
Yeah, I could see
yeah,
that.
that's
the,
definite.
The spunk. That's the
spunk.
spunk.
Definitely.
On my list, I have Johnny Depp, James McAvoy, Matt Bomer, Ashton Kutcher, and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Pale Johnny?
Pale Johnny.
Pale Johnny.
Some of my
All right,
favorites.
Soundman.
All right, I had Ryder Strong.
Oh, yeah, right.
yeah.
Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World, Ryder Strong, because everybody always told me I look like him.
Yep.
Yep.
And just a program note, we'll have Mr. Feeney next week.
Yes.
Yeah, there we
Oh.
go.
That's exciting.
For you.
It's exciting.
Josh Harnett.
Yep.
Now I just kind of went for my ego is Chris Hemsworth, James Franco, Chris Evans, Ryan Reynolds.
Wow. Oh.
Damn. Yeah.
He said, yeah.
He's like, I'm
Yeah,
just going
now
to throw
I'm
these
gonna-
out there.
Any Avenger could play me, basically.
And I had James Franco to it too.
Yeah,
'cause
Yeah.
yeah. That's okay.
Yeah.
Because he has a chill, on camera, he has a real chill personality, it seems.
does.
And I'm pretty chill.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
All right, and then so I went with, let's see, Rick Schroeder or Ricky Schroeder for anybody who still calls him Ricky Schroeder.
Yeah.
Donnie Wahlberg, Eldon Henson, who if you don't recognize the name, Foggy from Daredevil, Netflix's Daredevil, James Corden, and Mark Paul Gosselaar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
Tell the Donnie Wahlberg story.
No, I don't.
Do it.
Okay,
Do
so
it.
you can't tell now. Anybody who watches the videos or whatever, not now, but back in the day, late 80s, early 90s, I mean, and it, of course, probably had a lot to do with how I dressed. And
Yeah.
everything, but I was consistently mistaken for Donnie Wahlberg with the New Kids on the Block. And at one point, even at an airport, I was chased into the bathroom by little girls who thought I was Donnie Wahlberg, begging
my
me for an
gosh.
autograph. And I'm like, I'm
Go
not
away.
Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Go away. Get out of the guy's bathroom. I'm not Donnie Wahlberg. Then they were crying, and they brought their mom in there and said that I wouldn't give them an autograph. And I was trying to explain to the mom, I'm not fucking Donnie Wahlberg. If I was, I would give you an autograph.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to give you an autograph, and then you find out it's not Donnie's autograph. Leave me alone.
Oh
But,
my
you know,
gosh.
so
That's hilarious.
I mean, there could be worse people to be compared to.
That's true.
Donnie's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, great actor, and
Exactly.
And just, yeah.
Yeah.
Good times, good times.
Good times, good times. All right, now it is time for the word of the day. Take it away, sound man.
Today's word of the day is MacGuffin.
MacGuffin. Ooh.
It's more on the writers or the story plot out.
Mm-hmm.
It's an object or device in a movie or a book that is, it's severe. It's merely a trigger for the plot.
Ooh.
So, like the carpet in Big Lebowski, or
Yeah.
the Maltese Falcon,
Yes.
or
The briefcase in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
briefcase in Pulp
Yes,
Fiction. That's huge
yes.
MacGuffin right there. That's a
Huge.
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 Gosh, we had that huge imbecile on our coast this week. That
Oh
was.
my God.
Let's not even get onto that. But anyway, box office time.
By the way, Biloxi, you have to pay for that.
Yeah. Time for the box office predictions. Let's do a little recap real quick because I did pretty good once again. I'm
You
just saying.
did do really well.
I'm
You
just
did.
saying. Ralph
did.
Breaks the Internet. I predicted that'd be number one, and it was. I predicted around 48 million. It got 56.2 million, so it outdid it. But bravo to them because I heard it was a pretty good movie. So when it comes to Redbox and I'll watch with my little siblings, that's when I'll watch it. But I heard there's a lot of pop culture stuff in it. So
Yeah.
I heard
you
it's a
never
really
know.
good picture. Just
And
to
I
go
hear
out and
every
see.
Yeah.
single
It's a
person who
family
lives in
outing.
Hollywood was in it.
Really?
Everybody was
Like,
All kidding aside, though, it's got like everybody
yeah.
in it. I
You
mean,
know who is in it that I was honestly surprised about? Sarah Silverman, just because she's been backing up Louis C.K.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I mean, she was
in the first one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so I mean, but
I
still.
don't think you could have done
well,
it.
even what's his face? I forget his name. All right, never mind. Let's just move on.
But, you know who I was surprised was in it? I'll
Who?
say Wonder Woman.
Wonder
Gal
Woman.
Gadot,
Gal Gadot.
is in it. Yeah, and Cookie Taraji
Yeah.
P. I mean, they're
Yeah.
all. I mean, it was just. It's got a
Everybody,
phenomenal cast.
everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say Morgan Freeman. I was surprised Morgan Freeman was still in a Nutcracker after
That's
his
true.
allegations. So,
That's true.
I mean, this whole thing about James Gunn, but then you still got Morgan Freeman and yeah,
Luke Benson
yeah,
today.
You know what I'm saying?
5 more women accused him today.
Damn, that's crazy.
I don't think. I mean, Luke Benson. If I'm not mistaken, he's the guy who did Scarlett Johansson's solo movie there, right?
Oh, really?
Lucy?
Yeah.
Pretty
Oh,
sure that's
snap.
that guy directly. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
goodness. But yeah, anyway, back to box office. Creed 2, I predicted it would be
Yes.
number 2. It was. I predicted 30 to 40 million and it got 35.5 million. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 3, I predicted The Grinch, which it was at, and it got 30.3 million and I predicted 20 to 30 million. Number 4, Fantastic Beast was right where I predicted it, and I predicted around 25 to 30, and it got 29.3.
We should rename this subsection of this section of
That's
Showtimes as J-Lo toots his horn.
That's right. That's right. And I also have a
How good.
podcast, Fantastic Reviews. Go check that out. There it is.
It was a record-breaking Thanksgiving holiday, though,
Mhm.
weekend.
Yeah.
So thanks to Ralph Rex the Internet and Creed too.
Yeah, exactly.
Both overperformed what they
Mhm.
thought they were going to, and yeah,
Yeah, it's been
I
epic.
can't speak for Ralph, but Creed was
Yeah,
was
it was
excellent.
good.
It was just freaking phenomenal.
Probably
Yeah.
a lot of parents is like one parent's out shopping, the other parent is out there taking their kids to the movie.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
chill out while
Right,
all the
right,
madness of Black
right.
Friday is out
Exactly.
inside.
Gonna
Oh, my
fly now,
goodness.
though. Probably the last time we'll have heard it in a film.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Man, it's crazy. Man, number 5, I did not get this right. I predicted Instant Family, but it was Bohemian Rhapsody. So, bravo. But there's no new movies coming out this week, so I'm just going to do it basically the same as I did it last week. Number 1, I think, is going to be Ralph Breaks the Internet with around 30 to 35 million. Number 2, I think, is going to be Creed 2 with around 20 to 25 million. Number 3, I think, is going to be The Grinch with around 15 to 20 million. Number 4, Fantastic Beasts sequel with around 10 to 15. And number 5, Bohemian Rhapsody again. I'm going to put you on my list this time, and hopefully you come back on the list with around 7 to 10 million.
I
So,
hope you miss it again with number 5 and it flips.
damn, and then it's Instant
'Cause
Family.
I saw Instant Family.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Bohemian Rhapsody yet. I want to, and I have no doubt it's phenomenal. But
Yeah.
I saw Instant Family, and I hate that it's not in the top 5.
Yeah. What? Is there any movies coming out?
Well, it's already been out. I'm surprised you don't have Fantastic Beast on your.
That's what
You
I
did
just
say
said.
Fantastic
I'm
Beast.
sorry.
You're good. You're good.
That's okay.
Yeah, you're good. I
We're-
predicted that number 4.
You said it number
Yeah.
4. Okay,
Yeah.
I was wondering where that was at.
No, you're good.
I
You're
was like
good.
surprised not to hear that up there.
Right? But all right, switching it over to the music side of things. Billboard chart toppers. Ariana Grande's Thank You Next is still the number 1 on the Hot 100.
And the video's coming, right?
Oh,
They keep
snap.
teasing
Yeah.
the video. They keep
Exactly.
teasing the
I
video.
wonder if people are going to like play, actors are going to play her exes or
I
whatever.
don't know, maybe.
Like,
With
I
her
don't
new
know.
shorter hair, they
Yeah.
keep saying. Okay.
Yeah, because I heard that. I heard her do an article that when that bun that she wears, apparently it gives her a non-stop headache. So,
yeah,
that-
they
that
tighten up the
sucks.
hair too much.
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
causes migraines.
So I mean,
Mhm.
that it's not worth all that.
No,
Like,
it's not.
but on the Billboard Top 200 album, Mumford and Sons Delta new album just came out last week, and that is number 1.
Oh, I
I
gotta check
like
that
them;
out.
they're
Didn't-
pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't realize they had a new
Yeah.
album come out.
Yeah, and honorable mention this week, The Greatest Showman Reimagined
Oh
is
my
at number
gosh.
3. That's the one with all these bands and musicians and everything redoing those songs. It's pretty epic.
Yeah, it's pretty epic.
Yeah.
Kelly Clarkson and Pink. Man,
Yeah.
their versions are just.
Yeah.
That's how you know you got a soundtrack that kicks ass, though. When you like bring it back out
Exactly.
and like huge singers want to do it. Because I mean,
Exactly.
that it was a phenomenal soundtrack.
Hell yeah.
it really was.
It honestly was. But that is our show.
Oh wait, we got to do one more.
What?
We want to say it's that time of year.
It's
It
that
is
time
that
of
time
year.
of year, and Mariah Carey again. This happens every year since she first released it. Every year, Mariah Carey has entered back into the Hot 100.
Yeah, I forgot
with
about
All I
this.
Want for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like her or hate her, that's pretty epic.
Yeah.
That every year she guarantees that the song comes back into the Hot 100 and she starts banking money.
It is
I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty fucking epic. I mean,
and our guest this week, Catrice Barnes, she worked with Mariah Carey.
she did.
Yeah,
And Randy
she-
Jackson.
and Randy
So,
Jackson,
I mean,
everybody.
That's going to be fun to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Old school Mariah, though.
Yeah,
She-
exactly.
so that'll be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to ask her what she thinks about.
Or we
current
already
Mariah.
did ask her because this is the end of the show.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'll cut that.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, that is our show this week. Thank you for listening along. Make sure to like and subscribe to this podcast on Google Play Music, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars, comment, because we like critiques. We like to know what you liked and didn't like. And we also want to start saying we want to bring fans on for our top 5 segment. So please reach out to us on any social media platform and suggest some top 5 segments.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, top 5, whatever. We do not care. We're down to get crazy. That it's in the name. It's in the name.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
So go follow us everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Facebook, The Crazy Ant Film Company. Instagram, Crazy_Ant_Films. Twitter, Crazy Ant Films. YouTube, Crazy Ant Films. We have a website, crazyantfilms.com. And one more thing. We love Oprah!